We're back. Another car talk, possibly some leg training afterwards. We'll see how she goes. I don't have a lot of time today to get home. I have to change. I have to grab my stuff. I have to go to the gym. It is Friday, luckily. It is leg day. I got to grab all my stuff, grab my meals, or meal rather. Get to the gym. I'll have about 50 minutes to train roughly, which should be enough time because these leg days are typically a little bit faster with being just, I don't take many rests. I kind of get in, get out. And honestly, I don't really want to work out for an hour and a half, 2 hours. I want to get the energy to train for 45 minutes, 50 hard, and then eat my meal and carry on with the rest of my day, which will include training a kid and then training some guys squatting. So typical Friday for me. Some new leg workouts tonight for the new program, just from the coach who I hired. Today I get a little bit of a refeed. I don't get a cheat meal per se, or like any kind of, some of my refeeds have been like a steak night out, which is like, a lean steak and the potato. Today, which is I guess day 5 going forward on when I start my week, will be increased in rice and increased in potatoes for 3 of my meals. And a little bit more oats, a little bit more berries, and the first and last. So overall, an increase in carbohydrates, basically. A little bit of dip in the fats, I think, to compensate a little bit, and then actually a little bit less protein than I'm normally used to. But I am excited to have some more carbs in me. I actually felt pretty full at lunch. I've been doing 100 grams of potatoes, and today I got 250 grams. Not 250 grams of carbs of potatoes. 250 grams of potatoes weighed out. So I was very excited to have that today. And then after I train, I get 350 grams of rice, which will be awesome. So definitely looking forward to that. I am, as of tomorrow, it should be 5 weeks, roughly 34 days out, I believe. 35, I gotta look at the numbers, to the first show. So I am definitely in a deprived state. This week has been harder. Obviously it was a little bit less food. She took some food away. And, I'm just dragging. My feet are dragging. At work I'm dragging. It's just enough to, get some more coffee in me to get going to do the next job, to anytime I can kind of sit in my truck at work, I try to just relax as much as I can, just to kind of store that energy for the rest of the day, whether it be the next job I got to go on, or just being more present at home, or having a good workout. So I've been really trying to focus today on stuff like that, like, okay, I have 30 minutes, I'm waiting on this for the job, I'm going to sit, I'm going to relax, I'm not going to scroll, I'm just going to, not necessarily sleep, but just relax, take a second, 10, 20, 30 minutes, chill, just conserve that energy. And yeah, it's just been if I'm being honest, it's been a fucking tough week. It's, I feel like I'm probably 30% less Tom than I normally am. A lot of times during this week, I was just like, I just don't want to be Tom anymore. I don't want to be Tom Callis anymore. With the diet, the deficit, we've been having plumbing issues at the gym, which was a very costly adventure we got to go on this week, Jacob and I. Hiring plumbers multiple times, renting porta potties. So it was a very costly week, very stressful week, low food week. You kind of add that all up, and there's no, I try to fake it till I make it, but there was no faking this. There was the lack of energy, and I just feel like just less of me, and I can almost feel it in my face. Like, when you're tired and you feel it in your eyes, it's like that dull feeling basically all day and all night. And then I don't know if you guys keep up with me on Instagram, but the Apple Watch kind of tracks my sleep, and I've just been sleeping like shit. I got lucky enough and got like 7 hours and 20 minutes like a week ago, and I felt like a god the next day. And really ever since then, it's 3 hours and 40 minutes. Last night was 4 hours and 20 minutes. I can't even get 5 hours of sleep in just because I lay down and I can't fall asleep right away. And then I toss and turn. And then I also will wake up in the middle of the night. Very light sleeper now, probably because I'm so hungry. So dog wakes me up 2 times a night. I gotta piss once a night. Combine all that up, and you get around 4 hours of sleep a night, and it's just a day or two I can handle it. Always have been. Couple days working late, training late, like in my normal day-to-day routine, not a huge deal. When I'm at this bitch of a deficit food-wise and this deep into prep, I think I'm, call it 17 weeks into prep, roughly. Yeah, probably about 17. It's just weighing on me more than it normally would, and just the lack, the being hungry, I think I've gotten used to. I've gotten used to being hungry. I can manage it, chug some more water, drink a pop if I have to, stay overly caffeinated if I have to, right? I can manage it. I can fill up my stomach with some fluids and get by. But the lack of sleep is just really, I've never understood when people say I'm so tired but I can't rest. Until now. Very tired, but I cannot sleep. Little bit insomnia for sure at night, and then just tiredness throughout the day. So it's just getting old. But like I was talking to my wife, and I was like, I can quit. I can just not do this. I can stop right now. Go get a pizza. Go have an insane probably leg day after the pizza. Probably be in the bathroom the rest of the night. But I can stop. I don't have to compete. I can throw in the towel. No one's, I don't have a gun to my head. I'm choosing this suffering, right? It is a choice. Some people are, other situations are hungry all the time. Some people are sick with cancer. Some people have all these problems that they can't choose in a situation they may not even have created for themselves. I'm choosing to suffer. So, I'm also going to just try to choose to put a smile on when I don't feel like it. Try to choose to be more present at home. Try to choose to be a funner dad when I'm not feeling that fun and I'm not happy-go-lucky and I just don't have the energy, right? But I can maybe at least limp this along, band-aid it with some caffeine, right? I try to keep it clean and do like some coffee in the mornings. Lately I've been doing like a 4 p.m. coffee too, especially if I don't train. And then if I gotta have like a C4, if I gotta have 2 to be a funner dad, I'm gonna band-aid that with caffeine, and it just is what it is. Because the food's obviously not gonna be there except for today with the refeed. But like I said, it's my choice. So I'm just gonna choose to try to keep pushing. Or I am gonna choose to keep pushing. I'm not gonna try. I'm going to push forward. Luckily my wife, she's not super excited I'm doing this, but she does support it. And the first thing I said when I said I can choose to quit, she goes, absolutely not. Well, we all know that's not going to happen. You're not a quitter. You see things through. It's important. And I'm like, yeah, you get it. She gets it. Having that supportive partner does help, because doing this shit as, in my opinion, when I started this, I go, it's not going to be that bad. I'll be a little hungry, but I'll get used to it. That hangry feeling we always get, right? I'll be fine. I'll find a way to settle those feelings of hunger, and I'll push through it. But the lack of sleep was something I wasn't expecting, and just the low energy. And talking to my coach today, I'm just like, hey, I'm not trying to complain. I'm a real put my head down and do it kind of guy, but I'm like, man, is it always this tough? Like, I feel like, I don't know. I don't see a lot of day-to-day insights of bodybuilding. I watch some Sam Sulek videos because I think it's interesting and it kind of distracts me, honestly. But it's like, I can't compare myself to anybody else because, from what I can tell, Sam Sulek makes YouTube videos, goes home and naps and eats and goes and trains and does cardio and naps and goes to bed and sleeps 9 hours, and more power to him. He's created that ability in his life to have that. And other bodybuilders may have easier jobs and low energy, and I'm, it's snowing outside and I worked majority of my day outside working in the snow and the rain and the sleet and moving around and doing stuff, and then then I have to go train myself, and then I gotta go train kids, and then I gotta go train some guys for squat night, and then I gotta go be a good dad, and then it's like, so I have a lot of irons in the fire. So I'm just like, man, talking to my coach, is this normal, or am I just a busier person, so it's just gonna be harder, and it is what it is? And she's like, yeah, basically when you're that lean or this lean, everything's gonna be harder, everything sucks more. But the worse you feel, the leaner you probably are, right? And I was listening to some Chris Bumstead interview, and he was saying, like, man, if I'm having a hard time picking my feet up, having a hard time, like, you drop something, you don't even want to pick it up, like, must be burning so much fat. He goes, you must be just getting so lean. He goes, so try to just, understand that where you're at right now, you are where you're supposed to be. And the worse you feel, the leaner you probably are. So I'm like, okay, well, I should be pretty fucking lean right now because I feel like shit. Picking my feet up sometimes is literally hard. But, kind of once you get that momentum, like today, every once in a while I get these random spurts of energy. Run out the truck, go up in the air, work on some shit. And I'm, cool. I'm having a good time, smiling, having fun. Other times you kind of got those lulls. So I think it's just, pushing through for sure. And then just, fighting to maybe put a smile on my face. And if I got to caffeinate, which is basically I'm putting Band-Aids on a bullet hole, it is what it is. I'm going to load up them Band-Aids. If I got to over-caffeinate and over-stimulate just to get through and not be, I don't want to lose the next 10 weeks of my life because I'm in prep. And I think it's 5 and 9 weeks, so I call it 9 weeks. I'm not going to lose that time with my kids because I'm tired and I'm hungry. Push through. Have a cup of coffee, drink a Monster, whatever. It's gonna be, it is what it is, and you have to be able to manage it, right? Because everybody has asked me about balance, and it's like, I thought balance was hard before when I was fed. Now it's like, man, but in my head, I'm like, man, if I can get through this, if I can get through these deficits, get through this prep, still hold everything together at home, hold the businesses together, push through. Maybe everything kind of stays stagnant. We don't have a huge rise. And actually, it's not, because I started the Busy Dad program because why not, right? Why not train 10 more people and spend more time doing that? But I do enjoy it, right? You can see on my face, I do enjoy helping those guys. And I just think it's kind of funny, like, yeah, let's just stay stagnant, but let's start a new program. But if I can do all this while being in this massive deficit and not sleeping, like, man, I'm going to be able to kick some real ass come May. Stepping off that stage, being done, fueling my body back up, I'm going to have a lot of energy for the rest of the year, and I'll really have no excuses. So, if I can push through this, grind my way through it, caffeinate my way through it, do what I got to do to be who I have to be, the rest of the year is going to be easy breezy, Work a bunch, train hard, be a good dad. Those should be all very doable, easy things in the big picture of things for the year. Sure, I lost some energy and you lost 30% of Tom, we'll call it right now. It's because I feel like that's where I'm at. But get through this while being in this deficit. I think I'm looking into being a super dad come summer 2025. So, but no more of that. We're almost home. I'm going to change. Like I said, I might get some filming in for squats, maybe just some posing afterwards. I'm not sure. Like I said, I have to run home, change, run to the gym, train, run to the school, get my girls, come back, and it's like, let her run around. So if I have time, I'll record some stuff. If not, thank you guys for listening for this car talk about being sleep deprived, and I think the theme would be Band-Aids on bullet holes. So thanks for listening. Please subscribe, check out new hats. This is not one of my new ones, but I have a dad hat that came out, white hat, white logo, and then I also have a snapback black hat, white logo. All have mesh backs. I really like these hats. They cost more to produce, but man, they are so fucking cool. I've always liked these branded Bills hats. So if you want one, that's in the link in the description below. Check them out. Support me. Support my hat addiction. So I got 2 more sitting right here. And support this channel.